Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar. I hope you are doing great as usual and ready to work. So today we have topic 21 already, and today we're going to talk about food. Yes, we're going to revise some key words like verbs, nouns, and adjectives. Also, we will take a look at some idioms, idiomatic expressions, and we will practice some reading tasks. Yes, because remember, we need to train your skills, first of all, for your exam. So let's start. If you are still joining, feel free to join. So let's go. Let me remind you, as usual, I hope you already remember all that. But anyway, let me remind you that in your reading section, there are 4 tasks with overall 22 questions. And the first task, task number 4, that is a matching task. It looks like this. You remember short paragraphs and you need to find out the main idea of these 4 paragraphs. Yes. Task number 5, that is a multiple choice task. We're going to train it today. We will practice this task today. There you will have a test, a quite a long text, yes, and your task will be to answer some questions about this text by choosing the correct option of the answers. We will do it today. Task number 6, that is also a matching task. The same, yes, you will need to match the main idea with some paragraphs or with some short texts. It looks like this. Yes, you will have some some passages, and your task will be to find out what they are about. And task number 7, that is the most difficult one, that is of B2 level. There you will have to fill in the gaps, and it looks like this. Yes, you will have a short text. Usually it's quite short, but there will be some gaps. So your task will be to complete some sentences by choosing the correct endings. But today we're going to practice task number 4, and we're going to look at some tips as usual, yes, some strategies. So first of all, what I recommend, yes, what I suggest you should do in order to do this task fast and with no mistakes. Let's try to look. So first of all, it's better to skim the text. To skim means to read the text fast, to understand its main idea. Да, для чого вам це потрібно? Щоб потім було вам швидше, було вам простіше орієнтуватися в тексті. Да? Бо ідея цього завдання – це знайти відповіді на конкретні запитання. Да? Якщо ви його швидко на початку проглянете, ви будете краще в ньому орієнтуватися, і це вам спростить вашу задачу. Then, of course, you need to look through the questions and through the options, and as usual, you need to find some keywords. Yes, so you need to clearly understand what they ask you about. Yes, in order to find the answer. Then, of course, you go back to the text, you read and you spot. Це значить помічаємо, да? Sentences or a sentence that answers those questions, yes, or that question. Тобто читаємо текст і вже на тому моменті, коли читаєте текст уважніше, да, вже одразу помічаєте, можете креслити в себе в цьому завданні, де знаходиться відповідь на ваше запитання. Then you go back to the question, you choose the best option, and come back to the text. Знову повертаєтеся до тексту in order to make sure that the answer is correct. Of course, it will be paraphrased. Yes, we remember that they will not give you the exactly the same answer in the text, but the answer will be paraphrased. Пам'ятаєте, що вони зазвичай дають ту саму ідею, але іншими словами. So you need to pay attention to these paraphrases. And sometimes, of course, you may feel not sure if it happens. Then you need to go in another way, yes? Then you need to cross out the answers that seem false to you. От якщо ви не впевнені, то починайте з тих, які точно неправильні, тобто як методом виключення. Да? Виключайте ті відповіді, які зовсім неправильні, і тоді повертайтеся знову до того, що у вас залишилось, наприклад, 2 варіанти, і повертайтесь знову до тексту. Тобто тут головна мета – повернутися до тексту і перепровірити, що ваша відповідь є правильною. Да? So that is the point, because when you put a tick, no, it's not enough. You need to go back to the text and double check. Пам'ятаємо, що ми завжди робимо цей double check, перевіряємо. Да? Okay, so, and today I suggest that we read a text about these beautiful things, about this natural beauty, like about these natural wonders of Ukraine. I hope you know them. So that is Askania Nova and Ristrovsky Canyon. Actually, the topic of Ukraine is on the list of vocabulary topics of your ZNO exam. Можливо, якщо ви переглядали список лексичних тем до ЗНО, то там ви бачили тему України, визначні місця України, визначні люди України. Тому, можливо, вам зустрінеться якийсь текст про Україну, про її людей, можливо, про населення, про визначні місця, про природу, будь-що. Це можливо, бо ця тема є в списку тем для ЗНО. And the task is the same as you will have in your exam. That is task number 5. And it says, read the text below and for questions 22-26, choose the correct answer A, B, C, or D. Write your answers on the separate answer sheet. So first you do, and then, of course, you put your answers on your answer sheet. So let's start. So that is the first half of the text. Це тільки перша половинка. We will do it like one by one. I mean, we will start with the first paragraph and then we will go to the second and so on. So you may skim the text. Можете швиденько проглянути текст і підемо до завдання. До речі, зазвичай питання йдуть по тому, як розгортаються події в тексті. Тобто перше питання, зазвичай відповідь ви знайдете в першому параграфі, друге питання це буде, скоріш за все, другий параграф, тобто вони йдуть якби один за одним. Тобто найчастіше це так, не шукайте відповідь на п'яте запитання в першому параграфі. Це зазвичай буде в останньому параграфі або десь в останніх реченнях. So, I hope you are ready. So let me show you the first question. So the first question is, according to the writer, a second vote was held, and then we have 3 options. So let's read the text and find out the answer. So we see that the key word, that's the information they ask us about, that is about a second vote. Тобто про якесь голосування. So let's read the text. Although the Seven Wonders idea quite rightly drew attention to the buildings, landmarks, and places of cultural interest in Ukraine, there is still more to tell about this country that some locals and the outside world should hear. For this reason, the public was asked to take part in a second vote, this time focusing on places of natural beauty. So, as usual, give me your answers to the chat. So the question is, why this second vote was held? Like, yes? So what do you think? What is the correct answer? So choose the best option, then come back to the text and prove that it is right. Давайте знайдемо правильну відповідь. A, B, C or D. І знайдемо в тексті доказ того, що ця відповідь правильна. Ставимо галочку, зазвичай повертаємось до тексту, не забуваємо. D. To attract more interest in the culture of Ukraine, you think, yes? Okay, any other answers? It's D. Okay. Any other answers? Okay, then go back to the text and prove that D is correct. Why do you think that D is correct? Put me to the chat. Why do you think that D is correct? Okay, any answers? To attract more interest in the culture of Ukraine. Okay, find me the evidence in the text that it's about the culture. So the second vote was held because they wanted to draw attention to the culture of Ukraine. Now I see another answers. Yes, and they are right. To focus on a different aspect of Ukraine. Okay, then let's find the proof. Ну, давайте тепер знайдемо докази, yes? Because for the first time, for the first vote, they focused on buildings, landmarks, and places of cultural interest. That is for the first time, yes? But then, like this time, when it is the second vote, they decided to focus on places of natural beauty. Yes, so for the first time, that was about buildings, landmarks, and places of cultural interest. But this time, they want to focus on natural beauty. So that is another aspect of Ukraine. Okay, great job, guys. Let's go to the question number 2. So the question number 2, yes, that's right. I see the right explanation. So what does the writer say about the 7 natural wonders? So the question is, the keyword here, the writer says something about all of them, about all 7 natural wonders. So let's read the second paragraph and let's find out. So they came up with 7 truly spectacular sights. They are all worth a visit, but for now, here are just 2 of them. So what do you think? What is the correct answer here? Choose one and find the evidence in the text. So what does the writer say about the 7 natural wonders? So all of them. Yes, so the question is about all the 7 natural wonders. Any guesses? So only these 2 sentences. C, D, C. And find the evidence, like for yourself. I see the correct answer, that's why I will show it. They all deserve recognition, yes? Because we have like they all worth a visit. That is a kind of paraphrase. The idea is the same, but it is conveyed in different words. Але вона передана іншими словами. Тобто вони всі заслуговують на визнання, або їх всіх варто відвідати. Тобто ідея, по суті, та сама, що вони усі класні ці місця. Да? Інші опції нам або кажуть, що 2 of them, not all of them are in Ukraine, only 2 of them. Нам потрібно про всі. Всі 7 worthwhile, that is like worth visiting or whatever, but only 2 of them. Да? Тобто тільки 2, в нас в варіанті кажуть, тільки 2 з них варті, да, уваги, а нам потрібно, щоб про всі було. Okay, let's go next. Number 24. At Ascania Nova, so something happens at Ascania Nova. So we need to read this paragraph about this Ascania Nova and find out what happens there. So Ascania Nova is a nature reserve which was established in 1898 with hundreds of species of grasses and flowers. This is a largely untouched area of natural steppe. The area maintains a safe environment for the many species of birds, some of which are quite rare. It is often the mammals, however, that eager tourists come to see. Eager tourists that are very like interested tourists, yes, that come there. Among the animals is Przewalski's horse, the only species of horse which can be truly considered to be wild. With the confines of the reserve, I can see there is some towns and villages. Access is mainly by bus. So let's look at the options, yes, and let's find out the correct one. And find the proof in the text. І для себе вже шукайте докази в тексті. Поставили галочку, повернулись до тексту. And all answers are correct. Very good job, guys. Let us see. Tourists are keen to see a unique kind of horse. Нам тут чітко говорять, що ось ці туристи, да, eager tourists come to see the animals, the mammals. And the most like important, the most interesting mammal there is this horse. So ці тварини. Okay, great. Let's go next. So let's read the next paragraph, yes? And let's find the answer to question number 25. The main difference between the 2 places is that one of them, and then we have options. Тобто тепер у нас це про Дністровський каньйон піде у нас параграф, да? І нам потрібно знайти що? Ми бачимо, що ключові слова the main difference between the 2 places. The 2 places – це тобто Асканія Нова і цей Дністровський каньйон. So let's read the first 2 sentences and let's find out there. Let's find out the answer. So Dnistrovsky Canyon is another of the natural wonders, but here you will find a lot more evidence of human settlement. The canyon itself stretches for 250 kilometers of rocky terrain with an abundance of plants, birds, and wildlife. plants, birds, and wildlife. So let's find the answer for this question number 25, in these two sentences. And I see the correct answer. That is D, has more signs of civilization. Why? Let's find the paraphrase in the text. Знайдіть перефраз в тексті. Тут він дуже такий очевидний, правда? All answers are correct. That is D. And the paraphrase is here is more evidence of human settlement. Yes, because only birds, plants, birds. Yes, we have some information about birds. So it also has some animals. A lot more evident, that's right, of human settlement. So settlement, that is a kind of synonym, a kind of paraphrase to the word civilization. That is right. And the last one, let's read the question. The writer suggests that Dniprovsky Canyon has more to offer people who are... So the keywords here, we need to find people, some kind of people, yes? So we need to focus on the visitors, those people who come here, yes? Those people who visit this place. So let's find out. Let me read the last two questions, yes? Walking along the river Dniester, expect to find caves and waterfalls, as well as villages boasting impressive landmarks such as churches, monasteries, fortresses, and castles. For the adventurers, there are perfect conditions for rafting, so you can combine the challenge of the rapids with the beauty of the landscape. And 26. Then, if you give me the answer, then try to find the evidence in the text. So walking along the river Dniester, expect to find caves and waterfalls, as well as villages, like landmarks in those villages. For the adventurers, there are perfect conditions for rafting, so you can combine the challenge of the rapids with the beauty of the landscape. So in the question number 26, we are other used for plural and other for singular. So in task number 26, we are asked about the people. So find at least some evidence, some sentences that tell you about some people. And what... I don't see the correct answer, so please try to read it again. Знайдіть в тексті опис якихось людей. Ну, будь-яку згадку про людей. Про яких людей говориться в тексті? Десь згадуються люди? Let me show you the correct answer. That is D, fond of exciting modern pursuits. Other, another. Another is used for singular, while other can be used for plural. So another, it means one more. So I want one more apple. I want another apple, for example. Okay, so fond of exciting modern pursuits. So pursuit, that is activities. Some exciting activities. Is there any sentence about some exciting activities? Can you find that in the text? Yes, so that is rafting, yes? So we have a sentence about the rafting for the adventurers. When you have the article there, it means, and then you have like a kind of adjective, this word combination, like article with these words, describes a group of people. So adventurers, you know, adventurers, that's a person, like an adventurous person, that is a person who likes maybe some extreme sports, some adventures, yes. And in this sentence, we have a sentence about rafting, and rafting is quite exciting. It is modern. Yeah, we can say that it's a modern activity. So that's why variant D is correct. So давайте підемо. Pursuit means activities. Like the first synonym of this word is hobby. Тобто, іншими словами, це ніби хобі, якесь заняття, да? Тобто тим, чим захоплюються якісь люди. Да, тобто тут потрібно, можливо, це слово знати, але якщо ви не знаєте це слово, підіть методом виключення. Word with historical landmarks. У нас нічого про це не було в тексті. Ну, якщо ви спробуйте знайти докази, що це от варіант неправильний. Потім prepared to work its entire length. У нас нічого тут не сказано, що you must be ready to work like very long distances. Yes, so we have no evidence here. Keen bird watchers. Тобто ті, хто люблять спостерігати за пташками, теж у нас нічого про них не було. У нас просто вони були згадані, да, але ніякого зв'язку з людьми не було. So, in order to prepare for such types of tasks, you need first of all to read a lot, but not only to read a lot, but you need to use a kind of course book maybe or a testing book where you can find some questions after the text. So for example, you read the text and then you have some questions. How to work with this task? First of all, try to hide the options. Спробуйте сховати від себе ось ці варіанти відповіді. Тобто читаєте текст, у вас є 5 питань до тексту. Для першого разу сховайте ці варіанти відповіді і спробуйте своїми словами відповісти на ці запитання. Потім вже, коли ви вже відповіли, ви маєте якісь відповіді на ці запитання, відкрийте варіанти, які вам пропонують, і виберіть той, який співпадає з вашою відповіддю. Тобто ви так натренуєтесь краще розуміти ідею тексту і як відповісти на запитання. Спробуйте ось так потренуватися з текстом, і воно вам допоможе, такий от скіл. Also, when you have these options, try to think not about the correct option, тобто поставили галочку все, тобто поки ви готуєтесь до ЗНО, а спробуйте для себе пропрацювати всі варіанти відповіді і якщо вибираєте правильний, докажіть, знайдіть докази в тексті. Якщо вибираєте неправильний, докажіть собі, знайдіть в тексті, що там такого або немає. Якщо немає такого тексту, ця відповідь рахується як неправильна, да? Any sites for reading practice. So it should be a course book. Це має бути course book, тобто це має бути книга, в якій ви знайдете не просто текст, а тексти з запитаннями. Тобто це може бути exam booster, тобто це може бути activate your, наприклад, зараз згадаю, як він називається, Get 200. Дуже класна книжка. Get 200, там в неї 2 книги. Focus on exam також, да, от Get 200, там є вам прописана стратегія, пропонують текст точно такий, як в іспиті, і пропонують точно таке саме завдання, як в іспиті. Спробуйте використати цю книгу, можливо, ви знайдете десь її, можливо, хтось вам дасть її. Там є 2 книги, і там доволі багато ось цих reading tasks. Да, тобто, якщо ви в школі, він хороший, бо там пропонується от саме, ви можете подивитись там стратегію, можете подивитись саме завдання, які будуть у вас на іспиті. Okay, so let's go next. If you have no questions, then let's go to some interesting vocabulary. So let's look at this picture. Let's read this phrase and try to guess what it means. So come out of your shell. Come out of your shell. So what does it mean? What do you think? So come out of your shell. Remember that today we are going to talk about idioms. So what do you think? What is that? Come out of your shell. That is surely an idiom. So that is an idiomatic expression. Yes, if we translate it word by word, it would be this answer. But let me show you an example. Yes, it took Dan a few weeks to come out of his shell. But he's doing well now. He communicates more with his classmates and even is going to the party. So you have this example. What do you think what it can mean? So Dan, now he's doing well. He communicates more with his classmates and even is going to the party. So it means to become more comfortable, let's say more sociable. Yes, and other people and more willing to talk and take part in social activities. I see the good definition in the chat. That's right. It means to feel more confident when talking to other people. Yes, so maybe become more like an, more sociable. Yes, so to communicate more with other people. So I suggest you look at some other idioms very common idioms that maybe you can use in your informal letters. Remember that if we talk about idioms, they are good for your informal letters. So if you use some idioms or phrasal verbs or some other set expressions, that is a big plus for you for your informal letter. So let's look at these 10 and let's try to match them with their meanings. So number 1, come out of your shell. So we know it, so what letter is that? Come out of your shell. First, that is G. That is right. That is to lose shyness. Це переставати бути сором'язливим, тобто, and become friendly. Friendly in this context that is more sociable. Скажемо, що в цьому контексті це більш такий комунікабельний. Number 2. Have the upper hand. Have the upper hand. Upper means higher, maybe more important or whatever. So what does it mean? Have the upper hand. That is F, to control things. Like, for example, in your group, among your friends, you have the upper hand. So it means that you control everything. Okay, number 3, pull your socks up. Pull your socks up. Surely it's not about socks, so pull your socks up. That is to try hard to improve. Like, I mean, you need to make some efforts in order to improve, to make something better. Number 4, actually, that's very easy because I suppose we have some equivalents in Ukrainian, like it's to go round in circles, to go round in circles. And the letter is and the letter is H. Yes, not to achieve very much. So when you do something, but you don't achieve anything. Ходити по колу. Ви робите, але нічого не досягаєте. Okay, be too big for your boots. Be too big for your boots. Number 5. That's right. That is C. That is behave as you are, as if you are more important than you are. Тобто це от вважати, що ти набагато важливіша людина, ніж ти є насправді. Okay, number 6. Have a lot on your plate. Have a lot on your plate. And that is letter D. Have a lot of things to do. There, that is like some associations, yes? Have a lot on your plate, have a lot of things to do. Go the extra mile. And I see the correct answer, that is I. Make a special effort. Yes, so make some extra, effort, make a special effort in order to achieve something. So it means to go the extra mile. Okay, hit the roof. Actually, there are no associations. Hit the roof. I cannot find any associations, but I see the correct answer. That is to become extremely angry. So, for example, somebody hits the roof. So somebody becomes extremely angry. And number 9, keep the lid on. Lid – це ніби кришка, да? Тобто щось, що прикриває. And it's possible to make some associations, yes? That is E, not to reveal any facts or information, that is to keep something in secret maybe. And walking on thin ice, that is like to be in a dangerous situation. So let's try to put these idioms into the context, of course. So let's look at these 6 sentences and let's try to choose the idiom that best suits each sentence. So let's look at number 1. You won't pass your exams if you don't make an effort. You need to So you won't pass your exam if you don't make an effort. You need to and choose one variant that suits this context. Make sure it's also grammatically correct. Впевнітесь, що по граматиці воно також підходить, бо тут, бачите, вони стоять в різних формах. That's right. You need to pull your socks up. So you need to make some efforts in order to improve. That's right. Number 2. Summer camp did Peter a lot of good. He finally... So if you think about camp, there are a lot of people. So he finally... That's right. He finally came out of his shell. Great. Number 3. Since Naomi started working in TV, she, and then a gap. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe she became a TV host and now she is like a cinema star or whatever. So since Naomi started working in TV, she... Okay, maybe we can come back to this sentence later. Look through the next sentence, and then you will see the correct answer to this one. Можливо, зробіть друге, четверте і п'яте, і потім зрозумієте, що залишилось для цього речення. Yes, she is too big for her boots. Да? And number 4, I really don't have time to take up a new sport. I don't have time. At the moment. So I don't have any time because I have a lot on my plate at the moment. Okay, number 5. Although Ben is younger than his sister, he really in their relationship. So Ben is younger, but actually, you can use this phrase. It's a good idiom, yes, that you can use when you talk about your relationship with anybody, yes. But he really has the upper hand in their relationship. So it means that he is the main person in their relationship. So he is more like he has some influence on his sister. And number 6, yes, I'm exercising more, but it makes me hungry, so I end up eating more. I'm just going round in circles. Тобто робите, воно все одно не виходить. So actually that is very simple to remember. Yes, going round in circles, like it's very simple if you want to remember it and use in your informal letter. Okay, and let's do this task. So you have some sentences with some gaps. Usually, yes, how can you face an idiom in your exam? Usually you will need to complete this idiom by choosing one word. Тобто, зазвичай, якщо у вас є ідіоми, то там це сталий вираз, то там ці слова мають бути однакові завжди. Якщо у вас це буде завдання на пропуск, знайти правильну відповідь, то, скоріш за все, вам потрібно буде правильне слово вставити в цю ідіому. So let's look at these words. He'd better be careful as he is walking on, yes, on thin ice. Great. Number 2. This case is too secret, so you must keep the lead gap all the details. Number 2. Second, that is B, that's right, on all the details. Number 3. If you want a promotion, you have to go there, then gap, mile, and show your boss that you are worth it. Number 3, I see the correct answer, that is the extra. Тобто не special, не additional, extra mile. And number 4, when I tell Dad that I deleted his photos from his iPad, he'll gap the roof. So what do we do with the roof? Very good. I see the correct answers. He'll hit the roof. Not hit, like підігрівати, number, like verb C, but hit, A. Great, guys. Okay. And what are these? What are these two pictures? let's talk more about idioms. There are much more useful expressions. So what can you see on your screen? So what is picture 1 and what is picture 2? Maybe you know these idioms. They are much easier maybe and more common in English. So what is the first picture? What can you see? That is a big fish, yes? And number 2, that's right. That's right, it's very easy. A big fish, it's quite big. I tried to show you that the sea is very small and the fish is very big. And the second is elephant. What color is the elephant? Is it a usual elephant or maybe it's another color? And a white elephant. So actually these two combination of words, like if we translate them word by word, they seem, I don't know, not interesting and useless. But if you use them like idioms, they have another meanings. They have other meanings, of course. For example, a big fish, that is an important person. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you have a big fish in your company. Or a white elephant, that is something useless. We usually say that it is waste of money. So for example, you buy something and then you understand, oh my God, it's so useless. So you can say, for example, I bought that, I don't know, any kind of gadget, but it turned out to be a useless thing. Yeah, I see the correct definitions. You can check the chat. One of our participants gives very good definitions. So a white elephant is something useless. So we say that it's just waste of money. So let's look at more idioms and let's try to fill these gaps. So let's try to complete them. So number 1, I hope you know it. We have gap, the weather. So which out of these words, out of these 10 words can we put there? Number 1. Okay. Under the weather. That's right. Okay, number 2, swallow, it means проковтнути. What do you think? What can we use in number 2? Swallow your, and there should be, пам'ятаєте, завжди пам'ятаємо про граматику, тобто swallow something, so it should be a noun. Surely we cannot swallow an elephant, but swallow your, what can we swallow? That's right, swallow your pride. Pride, the гордість. Okay, number 3, I hope you know it. We have gap, flying colors. Gap, flying colors. You can use this expression, I hope, in your letters. I passed my exam. Gap, flying colors. With flying colors. That's right. It means like на відмінно. Okay. Number 4, a big, we know, fish. Okay. Number 5, insult to injury. And I see the correct answer. To add insult to injury. Insult – це в нас образа якась, injury – це, якась поранення. Number 6, have your hands, and then we have a gap. We have cry, fool, elephant, snail, and pride. If we talk about hands, so your hands can be full, yes? Тобто повні руки, that's right. Number 7, at a gap, pace. Pace – це в нас ніби швидкість. If we talk about pace, if we talk about speed, we usually associate it with, if it's very slow, we associate it with a snail. That's right, at a snail's pace. Number 8, look on the bright side. Number 9, we know it, that is a white elephant. And number 10, a shoulder to cry on. Тобто поплакатись, да? So let's try to match them with the definitions. We actually know almost all of them, but let's match. So number 1, under the weather, it means like unwell. For example, not feeling well. So I feel under the weather. Number 2, swallow your pride. It means to ignore your feelings and do something you feel you don't have to do. You can actually associate it with Ukrainian ambivalence. That's right. Number 3, with flying colors. That is very successfully. Number 4, a big fish. That is an important person. Number 5, add insult to injury. That means to make a bad situation even worse. So something was really bad, but you made it even worse. You may say, so I added insult to injury. Тобто було і так погано, ви зробили ще гірше. Number 6, have your hands full. Like you can associate it, that is see, be very busy, so have a lot of things to do. Number 7, at a snail's pace, that is very slowly. If we talk about snails, they are slow. Look on the bright side means to concentrate on the positive aspects. Like bright – це яскрава, да? Side – сторона. Тобто помічати щось хороше, можливо, в поганих ситуаціях або там в тяжких ситуаціях. A white elephant, that is G. That is a waste of money and totally useless. For example, something, yes, can be a white elephant. And a shoulder to cry on, that is like emotional support in times of need. So let's try to put these phrases into these sentences. So as you may see, you have 8 idioms, but you have 7 sentences. So 1 is extra. So let's find out which idiom is extra in this case. So let's go to number 1. I know you don't believe you did anything wrong, but the manager is very angry. Please just and apologize. So we have just, gap, and apologize. So what can be here? And that's right, that is F. Just swallow your pride and apologize. Number 2, fortunately, I passed my exams. If we talk about exams, that is surely with flying colors. That's right. Okay, number 3, we'll need to get permission to build on the seafront. So you need someone to get permission to build on the seafront. Number 3, and that is D. So you need a big fish, yes, who will give you this permission. I know you're very upset, but you've always got if you need to. So when you feel upset, you want to do what? That's right, that is E. You have a shoulder to cry on. You have some emotional support, yes? So you can get some emotional support. Number 5, Carly ended our relationship. And 2, she said she had already met someone else. So what did she do? And that is right. So she added insult to injury. Great. Number 6, our new car keeps breaking down. It has turned out to be, so how can we describe this car? This car keeps breaking down. So it has turned out to be a white elephant. So it's useless. It's waste of money. So you bought it, but it keeps breaking down. Але воно постійно ламається. So we can describe it as a white elephant. And number 7, they have started to renovate the gallery, but they are moving, рухаються, gap. It will never be ready on time. They are moving at a snail's pace. That's right. So the extra one here is look on the bright side. Можете потренувати ці ідіоми, виберіть для себе, можливо, навіть сайт, знайдіть 50 найвживаніших ідіом. Да? Вам не потрібно знати всі ідіоми в англійській мові, звичайно, це нереально, але виберіть 50 найвживаніших або 50, от є такі списки, топ-50, скільки ви осилите, продивіться, да? Бо вони зазвичай, якщо йдуть слова разом, то вони якби всі мають разом іти в такій самій формі, з таким самим там прийменником. Okay, so let's talk about food. Yes, and the last topic that we need to discuss with you today is food. So I suggest we divide this food into 4 categories. We will do that very fast. If you don't know any word, maybe you will learn it, try to remember it. So peas go to vegetables. Yes, I hope you know it. Salmon, лосось, goes to fish. Okay, you can just follow me and recollect this word. Lamb, That is баранина. It goes to meat. Pear. Таке вживане слово, але частенько забуваємо. Це груша. Pear goes to fruit. Radish. Редиска. Goes to vegetables. Pork. Можете разом зі мною зробити, проговорювати, згадувати слова. Pork, свинина, goes to meat. Sole, that is a fish. It goes to fish. Камбала. Plum, that is a fruit. Слива. Lettuce, салат, тобто це не той salad. Да? Пам'ятаємо, що у нас є салат як овоч і салат як страва. So lettuce goes to vegetables. Trout goes to fish. Це в нас що? Це в нас форель. Beef. So I hope you know what beef is. That is яловичина. It goes to meat. Apricot goes to fruit. Це в нас просте, да? Beetroot. До речі, частенько забуваємо це слово. Це в нас буряк. А якщо у вас буде текст по Україну, там точно буде щось про beetroot. Це в нас vegetables. Wheel. Це в нас телятина. Таке не дуже вживане слово, але трапляється. Телятина goes to meat. Grapes. Of course, they go to fruit. Це в нас виноград. And place, that is also a fish. That's also камбала. It goes to fish. Now your turn to do some tasks. So here you have some compound nouns. They all are food. So try to match the parts of these words. For example, the first one, we have black. We need to find an orange part to make up a word. For example, blackberry, blackberry. Yes? So, and it is ожина. Okay, number 2. What do you think about number 2? Number 2. That is breakfast. Breakfast. Number 3. That is cheesecake. That's right. Number 4. I see the correct answer. Donut. Number 5. Grape. Grapefruit. Number 6. Meat. What can go together with meat? Meatball. Number 7. Popcorn. Number 8. Sauce. Pan, that's right. Number C. I see the correct answer. Seafood. Морепродукти. Number 10. Table. I see the correct. Tablespoon. Столова ложка. Okay, 11. Tea. So we have only pot. So teapot, and the last one, only one word is left. That is watermelon. Okay. Let's try to do a kind of a written task. Yes. So remember that in your exam, in your task number 6, you will have a matching task where you will need to find out what the passage is about and match. Yes. So here we have a question. Which passage is about? Grapefruit, blackberry, peas, beetroot, watermelon, grapes, radish, and plum. Ми з вами ці слова щойно згадали. So let's try to read these paragraphs and find out what they are about. So number 1. I see the correct answer already. So these are bulb-shaped fruits. They range from pale green to yellow or yellow to red, purple, or black. They can be eaten fresh, dried to make raisins, or crushed to make juice or wine. And that is about grapes. Very easy, yes? Okay, number 2. These are vegetables. Their roots are thick and usually round. They are usually red or purplish red, so sometimes they are used as a food coloring. Some sorts may be used to produce sugar. And that is right. That is D. That's the text about beetroot. Okay, number 3. These are popular fruits that are eaten fresh or baked into into pies or pastries. Pastries – це в нас випічка. They grow on trees that are also valued for their beauty. So what can grow on trees? У нас тільки один варіант, насправді підійде. Something that can grow on trees. That is plum. Це слива. З цього списку в нас більш на дереві нічого не росте. So, but this can grow on trees. That is plum, слива. And number 4. These are large fruits or of a more or less spherical shape. They are usually eaten raw as table dessert. They have a sweet reddish or yellowish flesh. They are considered a very refreshing food that supplies very few calories. And number 4, large fruits. So what can be a large fruit? They are usually eaten raw, and they have a sweet reddish or yellowish flesh. М'якоть. That is watermelon. That's right. That is E. Great. Okay, let's look at these pictures and let's try to name them. So these are verbs that we usually use in order to give some recipes. Описувати рецепти. So let's look at this picture and let's try to name these verbs. Okay, so what is the first one? What do you think? So if you have 2 question marks, it means that 2 letters. That's right. That is add, добавляти. What about number 2? If you talk about ice cream, they even can use it as a noun. If you talk about ice cream, ніби черпати. That's called scoop. We usually do it like this. What about number 3? Number 3. So these are actions. These are verbs. So what about number 3? The first letter is R. So what do we do? Roll. That's right. Number 4. We do what? We do it like this. When we cook something and we want to stick 2 parts maybe together, we pinch. Number 5, when it goes up to the top, how do we call it? When you boil something and it goes up to the top. Actually, number 4 can be also press. Yes, it looks like press. I see that answer in the chat. Okay, number 5, sorry. It's in the water. So it's boiling, and when it's ready, it goes up. So how do we call it? It's float. Okay, when we do number 6, yes, we do it with our pasta. We get rid of water, so we drain, yes, it drains. Тобто висушуємо, або зливаємо воду. And number 7, we can actually use this verb not only to talk about cooking, but when we just do it like this, when we fold something. Згортати. That's right. Okay, so these are verbs that are used in order to describe some recipes. So let's try to read a short recipe and let's try to put these verbs into this context. So you see the final result, you see the result, yes? So we're going to talk about this Ukrainian dish. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gaps, and our task is to put these verbs into these gaps. So let's go to number 1. Boil a large saucepan of water and gap a little oil. That's right, and add a little oil. Закип'ятили і добавили. Number 2. Gap out some pastry into a long cylinder about 2 centimeters in diameter. So what do we need to do? Gap out some pastry into a long, What can it be? That is a roll. So we need to roll it first into cylinder. Циліндр, да? Нам потрібно його розкрутити, да? Окей. Roll – це може бути, коли ви розкатуєте тісто, да? Тобто це може бути не тільки, як ви робите roll, да? А розкатувати тісто. Окей. Then slice this every 2 centimeter. One moment, I cannot see it. One moment. Every 2 centimeter and roll each piece into a ball. Then roll each ball into a flat, thin circle. Then gap a heaped teaspoon of filling into the center of each circle. Що нам тут потрібно зробити? У нас є gap, далі a heaped teaspoon of filling. Тобто це столова ложка з горочкою, да, ніби. So heaped – це якби повну, teaspoon – ложку, of filling – начинки. So what can we do? Into the center of each circle. Any other variants? То ми беремо начинку. That's right. Scoop. Scoop. That's right. Тобто взяти нам потрібно ложечку, да, з горочкою. Okay, number 4. Gap each circle in half. And gap the edges together. Edges – це краї. So number 4. Gap each circle in half. Наполовину нам потрібно щось зробити. And gap the edges together. І краєчки, що нам потрібно зробити? That's right. So we fold each circle in half. Складаємо в половину. Ну, тобто дві половинки згортаємо. And the edges together. Pinch, that's right. We pinch the edges together. Great. Drop them into the boiling water. Boiling – це, до речі, не тільки варити, але й кип'ятити, да? Тобто boiling – це вода, яка кипить, правильно? Кип'яча вода. When they are ready, they should, це ми слово з вами обговорили, on the top of the water. They should float on the top of the water. Lift them from the water and the last verb that is left, drain. Drain them. Злити воду. So I see the correct answers. Good job, guys. But of course, you will face some more difficult verbs. Yes, those verbs are usually used when you describe the process of cooking, but sometimes some other verbs you may face, yes, like verb collocations. Да, які, ну, тобто якісь collocations, якісь навіть phrasal verbs. So let's look at them. And let's try to find out what they mean. For example, the first one. So to digest something. What does it mean to digest something? It is A or B. So it is A, let your body process it or enjoy it. To digest. До речі, дуже часто вживається це слово. To digest means A, to let your body process it. Тобто це перетравлювати, да, наприклад, їжу. Great. Number 2, to gulp down, to wolf down or to bolt down means something eat slowly. Eat something slowly. Вибачте, тут неправильний порядок слів. Or eat it fast. What do you think? What it means? Eat something slowly or eat it fast. When you gulp it, when you wolf it, when you bolt it. That is B. So you eat it fast when you bite big pieces, відкусуєте великі шматки. So you bolt or you gulp down. Great. Number 3. To pick at or to play with something. Usually children do that. What do you think? What is that? Not really eat it. So usually children play with food, or we can say they pick at, yes, because they don't want to eat it. Great. Number 4, to savor something. Okay, let me check your answers. What do you think in number 4? And that is be, to enjoy it slowly. У нас в українській мові є таке гарне слово смакувати. So that means to savor something. Great. Let's go next. To feast on something. Feast means to have a party, maybe, yes? To enjoy, to rest. What do you mean to feast on something? Does it mean to eat a lot of it or to eat a little of it? Number 5, that is A, to eat a lot. Тобто це ніби як святкувати, бенкетувати, да? Тобто коли у вас бенкет і все інше. Okay, number 6, to sip something. What do you think about sip? Доволі вживане таке, часто вживане слово. To sip something. To drink it slowly or to eat it quickly? To drink or to eat? Спочатку вирішіть, чи це drink, чи eat. To sip. That is to drink. To drink it slowly. Тобто попивати щось, так? So you can say, I sip my coffee or I drink my coffee. That is the same. Okay, to slurp something. To slurp something. That means to drink it noisily. To сьорбати, да? So to make some noise. Okay, number 8, to binge on something. Actually, we can use this verb not only to talk about food, but about anything. Yes, so eat a lot of it or eat a little of it. So to do something like, that is A, to eat a lot of it. So you binge on something. You can actually use this verb to talk about movies or games. So when you do something a lot. Okay, and number 9, to snack on something. Eat a large meal of it or eat a little of it. Number 9. Snack. Можливо, воно асоціюється у вас snack як перекус, да? Means to eat a little of it. Тобто ніби перекусити, да? And the last one, to nibble something. To take very large bites from it or to take small bites from it. That's right. I see the correct answer. That is B, to take small bites from it. If you talk about big bites, that is number 2, to gulp down or to wolf down or to bowl down. But if you talk about small pieces, you nibble it. Okay, guys, I see, unfortunately, our time is up. So thank you for joining today. And good luck. I know that some of you will take some mock exam. Хтось з вас буде здавати, можливо, пробне ЗНО вже зовсім скоро, тому good luck. Have a nice evening and thank you so much for your answers in the chat.